Hi, friends. Good morning. It's me, Ashraf. Welcome back to Folks on Wheels. We are back with another adventure, and our weekend hunt for offbeat destinations continues. Today, we are heading towards Tumakuru to explore the famous Channarayanadurga Fort. Trust me, it's totally worth a visit. In fact, this is the first time I am revisiting a place. That's how amazing it is. It's around 6 now, and we are almost at our destination. We started the journey at about 4:30 morning. This place is roughly 100 kilometers from the city, and it usually takes around 2 hours to reach the base of the trek. Roads are in excellent condition, and the drive through the countryside is truly enjoyable. The views along the way are especially beautiful in the early morning, when the golden rays of the sunrise light up the fields. It's a peaceful and scenic experience. To reach the starting point of the Channarayana Durga Fort trek from Bangalore, begin by heading towards Tumakuru, which is about 70 kilometers northwest of the city. Take NH 48, Bangalore Tumakuru Road. It's a smooth and well maintained highway, and the drive takes around 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on traffic. Once you reach Tumakuru, continue towards Koratagiri, which is another 25 kilometers ahead. From there, local roads will lead you about 10 kilometers further to the base village of Channarayana Durga. This village is where the trek begins. You'll easily spot the fort sitting atop a nearby hill. It's best to use Google Maps for navigation, as signboards might be few after Koratagere. Public transport options are limited, so it's most convenient to go by car, bike, or a rented vehicle. We are almost there. Yes, this is the village of Channarayana Durga. As we approach, you will see boards on the roadside showing the parking area. I saw two such boards. It is a paid parking space, and they charge 50 rupees for cars. You can safely park your vehicle here without any worry. They have even installed CCTV cameras for extra security. Sometimes, there may not be a guard available immediately to give you the parking ticket. But don't worry, you will get the ticket when you return. After you park, you will clearly see the majestic fort standing right in front of you. There is a small pathway that goes through the village houses. Just follow that simple trail. This humble and peaceful village acts like a gateway to the ancient hill fort, which proudly sits atop the hill like a crown. This is a typical farming village, and according to the 2011 census, more than 1,200 people live here. Most of the villagers are farmers and depend on agriculture for their daily life. Along with that, some of them also help trekkers like us by working as local guides. So, if you are interested in hearing the history and stories of this place, you can easily hire a guide from the village. Otherwise, it is not necessary. The path is well marked and easy to follow. As you walk along this path, it will take you to a small temple, and that is where your trek to the fort truly begins. When you start, the path may not show itself clearly. There is no proper sign in the beginning, so you may feel confused about where to begin. But worry not. Once you cross the first rock, like stepping into a new chapter, you will see clear marks, arrows, and signs that guide your way. Just keep following those signs, and the path will take you onward, step by step. Now, let me give you a small piece of advice from experience. This journey is not on soft earth, it is mostly on stone and rock, almost 60% of the way. So, wear shoes that hold your feet well and do not slip easily. But remember, if it rains, those rocks become slippery like wet soap, and then even the bravest find it difficult to climb. But today, what a beautiful day. The sky is kind, the wind is cool, and not even a shadow of a raindrop. On such a day, the climb feels like a gift. I remember once, during the rains, we tried this same path. It was tough, very tough. But today, it feels almost like the hill is welcoming us. As you climb, you will walk over big granite stones, smooth and shining. If you stay a little to the right, near the small stones and bushes, you will find better grip and support. Here's another tip from the elders. While climbing, bend forward slightly and keep your weight towards the mountain. This helps your body balance better. And if you feel your shoes are not holding well on the rock, just remove them. Sometimes the old way, barefoot, is the best way. Your feet will feel the stone better and you'll move with more confidence. Look at that man over there. He climbs this hill often. He says his ancestors built this fort. For him, this is not just a trek, it is a connection to his roots, his blood, his history. He comes here every few months without fail. Such love, such dedication. We must salute such spirits. And don't worry, this trek is for everyone, from children to the elderly. The path is near State Highway 9 between Madugiri and Dabaspet, so reaching here is quite easy. And once you see the fort, standing tall like a guardian of old times, your heart will travel back to the days of kings and warriors. This is one of the 9 famous forts, Navadurgas, around Bangalore, full of history and pride. The journey to the top of the fort is like a tale of 2 chapters. The first chapter begins from the foot of the hill and takes you up to the first level of the mighty fort. The second chapter continues from that point and leads you all the way to the crown of the fort. As you climb toward the first level, do not forget to pause and look back, because nature will bless your eyes with a wide and lovely view of Channarayanadurga village, resting peacefully below. A few more steps of effort, and you shall find yourself standing before a majestic gateway, the entrance to the first level of the fort. It is here that history starts to whisper its stories. Now, some simple details for your journey. The whole trek is about 2.2 kilometers. Reaching the first level will take you around 1 kilometer, which may take 30 to 40 minutes. From there, the final stretch to the top is around 1.2 kilometers, needing another 40 to 50 minutes. So the full walk to the top may take you anywhere between 1 hour to 1.5 hours, based on how fast or slow you go. And now, you stand at the grand doorway of the fort's first level, a strong and silent guardian that opens the way to the age-old tales held deep within this ancient stone marvel. Yes, we have completed the first level of our trek. That means we have walked about 1 kilometer so far. Now we are moving towards the top of the fort, which is another 1.2 kilometers away. But don't worry, this next stretch is not a rocky path. The part we just finished was full of rocks, but from here onwards, the path is smoother and easier. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the history of this place, because without knowing the history, this trek won't feel complete or meaningful. This ancient hill fort is called Channarayanadurga. It was first built many years ago, during the time of the local Nayaka rulers. These were powerful leaders who ruled this area under the bigger Vijayanagara Empire. Later, as time passed and different rulers fought for control over the Deccan region, this fort became important to many. In the 1600s and 1700s, the Marathas, the Wodeyars of Mysore, and even the British fought over it. Why? Because this fort is in a very strategic spot. From here, you can see far into the distance, making it a perfect place for defense and for keeping an eye on enemy movements. The name Channarayanadurga comes from a man named Channarayana, who was likely a local king or army leader. He may have built or strengthened this fort. In Kannada, Durga means fort, especially one built on a hill. Later, the great Tipu Sultan used this fort in his fight against the British. But after many battles and the fall of Indian kingdoms, the British finally took control of this place during their rule in South India. Today, when we walk through the fort, we can still see strong stone walls, entry gates, watchtowers, and a few old buildings. They are broken, but still standing, and they silently tell us stories of bravery, clever war tactics, and the rise and fall of empires. Every stone here has seen warriors, kings, and history itself pass through. That is why this trek is not just a walk, it is a journey through time. Now we have completed the second stage and finally reached the summit. This is the very topmost point of the fort. The time is now 8 o'clock in the morning, and we had started our journey at around 7:10. That means, in total, we took only 50 minutes to cover the full 2.2-kilometer trail. And mind you, this includes the breaks we took on the way. That is really quite good. So we can say that for an average person walking at a normal pace, 45 to 50 minutes is more than enough to reach the top. It is not a very difficult climb either. Only in the beginning, the rock climbing part may feel a little challenging, but even that is manageable with a bit of care. After that, the path becomes very easy and pleasant. Now, let us enjoy the beautiful views from up here. Truly a reward for the effort. Friends, just look at this view. Truly amazing, isn't it? I really hope all of you are enjoying it. If you liked what you see, then do consider planning your next trip here. It's very easy to reach, just around 100 kilometers from Bangalore. The views of the fort are still not fully seen, some parts are left to explore. On the other side, there is a beautiful lake which can be visited by going down the path. We have spent a good amount of time here and truly enjoyed the peaceful surroundings and natural beauty. It has been a pleasant and refreshing experience. Most importantly, let us not pollute this beautiful place. Please carry your garbage back with you or use the dustbins that have been placed around the area. Let's all do our part to keep this spot clean and safe for the future generations to enjoy. There is no entry fee and no special permission is required, but we cannot say about the future. They might introduce a fee like in many other places around Bengaluru. There are no fixed timings here, but it's always best to come during daylight, especially early morning when the weather is pleasant and the place is at its best. One important thing to keep in mind: please be very careful while climbing the walls or rocks. A small mistake can lead to a serious injury or even a lifelong problem. So don't take it like a fun adventure unless you are fully prepared and cautious. We spent a little extra time here at the lake. It's such a peaceful and scenic spot. While climbing down, you can see it on your left side, near the first entrance gate. It's truly a beautiful and picture perfect place. But do be careful while climbing down. It's not as easy as climbing up. The path can be a bit tricky, so make sure you place each step with care and attention. Alright, friends, it's time to wind up the video. I hope you found this helpful for planning your own trip here. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to ask in the comment box. And please share this with your travel loving friends as well. Our journey doesn't end here. We'll be back with another adventure next week. So don't forget to join us again. Until then, take care and happy trekking. Thank you all for watching.